Right, good afternoon, Stevie. Article 61 here, bringing you a bit of a car service tutorial to help you out. I've had to pack up my trade because some nosy arse neighbour complained about me working on the drive, so I've decided to spite them and to help society, to do this on a voluntary basis from now on. So this would have been a customer's car, but now it's a friend's car that I'm helping out. So I'm going to charge them for the parts, and that is it. Everything else is voluntary. So maybe these posts will do well and I can regain a little bit of what I lost through Steam it. We'll see. But anyway, I hope this helps out regardless, because car repairs are a fucking fortune at the garage, and it's just a false economy. Unfortunately, the French, being as good as they are at torture, make a car like no other. Apology, no offence to any French people out there, but man, the way they build cars has no regard to the people that are fixing them, put it that way. But anyway, swearing over, I've done all that. Right, so I'm going to service this car, and I'm going to, hello, hi, how are you? I'm going to service this car, oil filter, air filter, fuel filter. I'm going to change all that. It's a job that you could do with learning yourself, really. You don't need many tools to do it. It will save you a fortune. Once you've got the tools, they're there to do every single car you ever own. So lay out 50 quid in tools and you bang on. Right, so I'll just crack on with the vid anyway. So this is a Renault Scenic that I've got to service. Just to give you a bit of clearance underneath, obviously jacks, axle stands, just raise it up off the ground. There'll be an engine cover underneath, which I've took off, which is over here. There you go, there's the engine cover, that lays underneath, and that reveals the sump to your engine, so you can get to the sump plug and drain the oil. You want to warm the car up first, to get the oil nice and warm, so it's nice and so it's not thick and it won't clog up. So it needs to drain properly. That's the under thing. You can see the bolt holes there, there. So you get that. So go underneath, undo that, take that off. Then, as your engine's warm, then you want to be undoing your sump plug and draining your oil. You just need for this car here, I mean there we go, that's where it's draining. The sump plugs are always on the bottom of the sump here. This one needed an Allen key socket. I mean, being French, they're just gits. So yeah, drain your oil, drain that into I use a 5 litre water bottle. It cost me £1. I cut the top off and drain the oil into that, dead easy. Now for this one, the fuel filter, with this car it's a pain in the arse. They put the fuel filter right down in there, in that little hole. You've got to get your arm right in there. It's a pig of a job. They're not normally on every other car, but yeah, this is a Renault, so it's expected. You've got your air filter will be found somewhere in here, which I'm going to locate later. But I'm going to crack on with the service first. Just wanted to give you a little bit of just some easy know-how that you should be able to do. If you've got a Renault Scenic, to do this fuel filter, you've got to take the spout off for the washer bottle. There's a 10mm bolt down there that's in the most ungodly position you can ever think of. It's hard to show you where my torch is shining. There is just a little bolt there. If you can see the rubber bracket that holds that pipe on, then just to the left of that there's a bolt there, and the clamp runs there where my light shines, and that clamp goes around your filter and it holds it in place. But like I say, that bolt's in an ungodly position. You've got to go underneath to get to it with a 10mm socket, undo that, release the clamp, and then you've got to move some of these pipes out of the way. Be gentle, because they're plastic pipes and the fuel pipes and air conditioning pipes, water pipes, all sorts of stuff you can break on there. Be careful, lift the pipes out of the way, you give yourself some clearance, remove all your connector pipes, your diesel connection lines from the top of the filter before you pull the filter out. Now these are a squeeze clip, you see there? You squeeze that in and then you pull them up and then you pull them out. I've had to use 2 screwdrivers to do it because they haven't been off in a while, so they were stuck a little bit. Same on the other one. One's green, one's white, so you can't get them crossed over because one's the feed and one's the supply. So you can't get them wrong when you fit them back on. There's also an electrical connector on the top that you need to take off, which is down there now, which is that little green lead that I'm shining the light on. That same again, screwdriver just to release the clip, and then pull that back. And then once you've got all them pipes off and the electrics off, with a little bit of jiggery pokery, you can pull that filter out through there. And then that is here. Here's the fuel filter. Once you've got this off, obviously check it against your other one. Now you've got to line, well there's you've got arrows there to say inlet, outlet. Now you've got to take the 10mm bolt off, you've got to take the 10mm bolt off the top of there, which is a little Torx bolt there. And then you've got to flick this out. There's little grooves under there here that you stick your screwdriver in, and you pop that out. It does take a bit of force, so you've got to be a bit brutal with it, but then the idea is we're going to change all of these O-rings, all of these seals. Yeah, so we're going to put those seals and we're going to replace these ones here, here and here, and then that's going to go back in the new filter, and then the new filter is going to go back in place. Right, I'm going to crack on with that because the battery's going to run out on this camera now, so I'll be back, as Arnie once said, for part 2. See you later.